Hey everyone, welcome to the show, episode 49, St Kilda Draft Chat. So we're going to talk about the Saints today, the girls St Kilda. So we're going to cover who they got, what sort of players they are, and the roles that they do. So let's get into it. So pick 41, Charlie Banfield. Pick 52, Kai Fincher. Pick 58, Ryan Baines, who's relisted. And in the rookie draft at pick 5, Patrick Sade, relisted. And also Kobe Macdonald, category B from Ireland. Good old Irish. I'm part Irish, so yeah, have family over in Ireland. So I think that's quite cool. And my old man is from Ireland, so we'll just quickly talk about, pick 41, Charlie Banfield. We'll talk about what position he plays. He is a midfield / forward. Standing at 192 centimetres, so a bit of height on the lad. His strengths are overhead marking, size, versatility, work rate. And also his his kicking polish needs a bit of work on it. And his speed. Pretty big unit. So that's not so much for me to really worry about for his speed. But yeah, it's good to work on for that. But yeah, he has big shoes to fill, as he's the son of the pick 1 and the dual West Coast Premiership player Drew Banfield. So yeah, his dad's a Premiership player for the West Coast Eagles. And yeah, so he has him poised to follow in his father's footsteps, having already played 2 Waffle League games for the Eagles. Better yet, Banfield as a junior was best of field as Claremont took out a 3rd consecutive flag in the Colts flag. With an average of 26 disposals in 4 finals appearances, Banfield saved his best performance for last, as he showed great versatility throughout the season also, and was mainly a wingman and a forward. So, good versatility, playing a bit on the wing and moving down to the forward line and hitting the scoreboard. But it was also thriving on a move into the midfield. His competitive nature and work rate effort came to the foray as he was utilising his strong frame to exert possession in imposing fashion. His scrappy nature encouraged to also put his head over the ball, but also had overhead marking craft. He took out the 2km time trial at the recent WA State Combine with the time of 6:08, so 6 minutes and 8 seconds, which is a pretty good running time for a guy that size and of his age. So yeah, he's over that 190 centimetre mark, and he's pretty solid frame. So yeah, running 2kms in that 6 minute mark is very good. It's good time. So yeah, it's putting him up against the best of this year's crop, and he can still work on his speed also to try a match up with his endurance. So yeah, but he's a bit more of a bigger unit. So I think having a gas tank like that's still good. So his speed will can come in. But he tends to be the crash and bash type player, a bit of a battering ram, and has a wide range of traits, which is suited to the current day AFL players. So yeah, he was in the Eagles as a NGA graduate as well, and the Eagles didn't go for him. So obviously they've had a lot of their points tied up with the high draft picks that they had, and this guy slipped through to St Kilda. I think it's a great pickup for Saints. I think, WA didn't particularly have, many. They still had a good team like Jacob Farrow and Curtin and Rodriguez. And I think Charlie Banfield is along in the names of those types of players. So he comes across as still a really good player to have on the list from WA, and arguably be in one of their best, the top 5 at least. So it's one that got away from West Coast. His dad was a good player. And yeah, so it's the father-son that they didn't get. So whether they didn't have enough points. So I'm pretty happy for, Sainers to get him. I know you guys lost a couple of players during the off-season. And it'll be a good player to add in as an inside midfielder, which is a spot probably where you guys probably wanted to fill. And Adam, I think he's lost Jack Steele, obviously, to Melbourne. I think he's probably a good young player to add into that list and put him in, whether he gets a game or not straight away. That's just a player that I felt like. And yeah, he will take a bit of time to fill out even more to that AFL standard, but overall, pretty happy with that. So we'll talk about the next player the Saints got. Kai Fincher. It's Fincher. Sorry if I butchered that. So his strengths are aerial ability, dare and explosive speed, or out of the contest, versatility. Needs to work on composure and stoppage craft at the same time, along with that. So he was in St Kilda, made benefit from one of its own NGA products. So he was in the NGA Academy for St Kilda. Sandringham Dragons prospect made his debut for the Saints VFL affiliate this year with impressive 26 disposals. He'll hope to follow his footsteps with his grandfather, Noel, who played 61 games between Footscray and North Melbourne, so a bit of family ties. Having cut his teeth as a rebounding defender, he had 4 weeks of pre-season blocks training with St Kilda, being able to enhance his game and also midfield craft. Throughout the year, he was also reverting back to defense for Vic Metro, but impressing in his time in the midfield/forward role at the back end of the year. His VFL debut, which was ugly, inspired his game, and he's a powerful athlete capable of soaring for speckies and also exploding out of the contest with his speed and explosiveness. He takes a daring approach to rebound the play. His speed and bold kicking, and capable of turning defense into attack. He's quite capable of that. And his aerial ability, also, his forward craft is quite good, where he can spend some time as a resting forward, going from midfield to forward. And he became a marking target as he began to hit the scoreboard with a bit more frequency. Going forward, he continued to refine his game and stoppage craft. His greatest areas of improvement comes from his decision making, so he doesn't want to get out of, explode out of the contest and then just butcher the ball. He wants to use more skills there and polish on that. But yeah, he needs to sort of run himself into less pressure as much as he can, and allowing his kicking to be his weapon, as at times it can be forced and blazed away when under pressure. And also, he's just adapting to bursting out of tight spots and spaces where he'll be able to utilise his foot skills. So that covers him quite well. Vic Metro, struggled a bit compared to like the other sides. they're giving this guy a chance. There's still plenty of players that didn't get picked up. This guy obviously spent time with his through the academy, so yeah, he's got ties through the club. So that they've gone and elected to stay with local talent, which is good, and well done, mate. Yeah, now on the St Kilda list, and we're going to talk. Well, Ryan Barnes has been relisted. Patrick Said is also relisted. So we're going to talk about Kobe Macdonald, who's a Category B from Ireland. As you all know, I'm a Frawley, so my Frawley family heritage is from Ireland. So he is a highly rated 18-year-old from the Gaelic football prodigy. He's a Gaelic football prodigy from the county of Mayo in Ireland. So yeah, who's signed a country Mayo. I'm not too sure I'm pretty sure they say it county. I might have butchered that one wrong. That's my bad. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's County Mayo in Ireland, who signed as a Category B rookie with the AFL's St Kilda Saints. He's the son of Mayo legend Siren Macdonald, and he is recognised for his immense skill, speed, and talent as a forward, drawing comparisons to his father. He signed with St Kilda and is scheduled to move to Australia to join the club in mid-2026 after completing his school studies. So yeah, he's not coming into the mid of the year. And his talent and recognition by his coach Austin O'Malley as the most exciting thing I have ever seen in a jersey in quite a while, noting his performance with Mayo in the senior side in early 2026. His style is known for being quick and skillful forward with natural flair. His departure is considered a major loss for the Irish Gaelic football community, with his move to Australia highlighting the continued trend of Irish talent moving to Australia. So yeah, there's a lot of Irishmen that come over to Australia. Obviously, playing AFL is quite a good amount of money to make. So they do tend to come over and play. Ty Connelly is one premiership player. Mark O'Connor as well. There's just a few really good players that come from Ireland. And yeah, I like seeing the Irish come through. Yeah, he's earned plenty of praise throughout his performances over in Ireland. He trains like an animal. He is a genuine superstar of his sport. And yeah, O'Shea Mullen obviously as well as a recent player for Geelong as well. And he's considered a star. I know a little bit about Gaelic football, but I'm not like most adverse in it. I know like my dad's gone over and watched a fair bit of stuff. He's gone over and watched a game. Yeah, it's a big sport as you would all know. It's quite a cool sport. It's like a blend of like almost how we play AFL, but it's with a round soccer ball, and they have it on a square oval, and there's a goal like soccer post, but with goal post on each edge of the goals. And yeah, it's still pretty. It's not as, I guess you can still tackle on that, but I think AFL is probably a little bit more physical. But I still think it's tough as a tough sport. Still physical. There's always the international series where Ireland plays Australia. The all Australian side plays against Ireland. It is quite a good game to watch. I went last time with my dad and my uncle, and we watched Australia play Ireland here at Adelaide Oval. It was quite a great game to watch. I know Travis Boak, Paddy Verida was also in the team at the time for Port Adelaide. Rory Sloane, I think, was in for the Crows, and a mixture of all the Victorian WA players, like players like Nate Fyfe and yeah, just absolute superstars. You know, you Joel Selwoods and all that. Yeah, it was a great game to watch. I'm pretty sure Australia won. I had a great time with my family. So, yeah, so it was a good one, and I like seeing that. I like seeing Ireland have their sport. Obviously, they're a smaller country, so they don't have the abilities to pay players the higher amounts of money. And if they can make a good living here in Australia, they play football, and it'd be cool. It'd be cool if they could go back and play a few games over in Ireland for their team and try build up that team. But yeah, it's also sad too when you see a guy leave a sport that he's a genuine superstar at it, and now he's over here playing in our Australian game. So yeah, testament to you, mate, and I hope you have a great time coming from Ireland to Australia. Just adjust for that heat. But yeah, we do play it in summer, but there's a lot of we do play it in winter, but there's a lot of training during summer, which he'll be a bit later and coming through. We have like Connor Nash as well for Hawthorn, who's just become an honorary Australian. I think he's got residency, or I don't know if he's got citizenship. I'm not too sure. I did read something briefly about that, and my girlfriend just mentioned it because she's a big Hawthorn fan. So yeah, shout out to you, mate. We got another Irishman. So yeah, that covers the Saints pretty good. Obviously, the Frawley name's a big name in the Saints world as well with Danny, and yeah, so it's a bit of Irish heritage through there as well. Been Spud, so they've got another Irishman. Hope he comes over and plays really well. So shout out to you, mate. That does cover the Saints. I mean, it's a pretty early podcast. I've only hit the 17-minute mark. Just trying to think what else we can add to the Saints. They've recruited quite well in the off-season through the trades or the free agency. They've got themselves another ruckman. They've kept a ruckman. They didn't trade Rowan Marshall. They offloaded a former skipper. But they've drafted Banfield, who's a good sort of inside mid. They got Flanders through a free agency. And I think I did butcher that one earlier in a few episodes. Just want to clarify that. And what was it? Trade? I can't quite remember at the moment. I'm pretty sure. May have been. Can't remember if they had traded. I think they may have traded for him. Can't quite remember it. I was just thinking off the top of my head. I know that's one thing I did get wrong just going through my podcast, so we're just clarifying that one. But yeah, that's a separate issue altogether. They got Flanders. They got Tom DeConing. They have Salvani, who's injured at the moment, but they got a centre back to help out Wilkie. They've kept him pretty good. So when you think about it, they have done themselves pretty good. So, hang on, yeah, I'm just reading through here. Sam Flanders got the paperwork done. Pick 7 is being traded to St Kilda. Pick 7 is being traded from St Kilda to Gold Coast for the midfielder. All right, so I must have said he was traded for free agency, and he's pick 7. One thing I just wanted to clarify that because I think I got that wrong in the podcast. We always like to clarify things on the podcast. I did remember that, so yes, just wanted to do it justice to the Saints fans. But they've recruited quite well, so the draft was not a thing that they were really going into. But I do like the picks that they've got. They've got a couple of relisted players. They've got an Irishman that's supposed to be a gun at his sport, whether he can transfer into the AFL. And they got a son of a gun from the West Coast. They snagged him up. And they also got academy player that knows their program. So overall, pretty happy for the Saints. I know a few Saints fans. Shout out to a lad that I worked with. He was a big Saint fan. He's no longer working with us, but shout out to you, mate. And also the lad that I met when I went to Victoria for the bushfires. I hope everything's safe for you there, mate. And yeah, just shout out to you, mate. I know you had a Danny Frawley signed Guernsey, big Saints fan. So yeah, hope I did it justice for all the Saints fans out there. And thank you for the podcast, everyone. We're moving on through the draft chats. We've got a couple more left. I want to do every team justice. It's not easy to get through all the teams, but we're going to do each one. And then once we're finished, we're going to talk about the rules, changes. We're going to talk about the players that have done really well through the preseason before all the games start up with preseason. And we are getting a guest on. It's just a slow process. I've really just working on times out with work. It's been a very busy time for us at work. And yeah, thank you for everyone. If anyone wants to be a guest as well, don't be afraid to send a message through the comment. I'm happy. We've got to get AFL players on eventually as well. We're going to have good podcast content coming up. So thank you, everyone. Cheers.